What if I told you that some individuals throughout the world have made cleaning their kitchens such an easy art that they never have to do the laborious tasks that wear you out? The cleaning techniques that the Japanese have created are quite different from what we are accustomed to in our nation. They only needed to spend a few minutes a day to maintain their kitchens pristine, but we spent hours cleaning. I'm sure you've observed how annoying it is to clean the kitchen all weekend long. No matter how often you clean, the smell will persist, the stove will remain greasy, and the wash basin will be full with dishes. However, you may be surprised to learn that we make 10 simple mistakes every day that make our lives far more complex than they need to be. I'm going to demonstrate the precise faults that Japanese people never make in this video. These are straightforward methods that have a significant impact on your day-to-day existence. You will continue to squander time and energy for the rest of your life if you continue to do things the same way you always have. But without all pain, your kitchen will always be clean if you put what I'm going to show you today into practice. Prepare yourself, because some of these suggestions will fundamentally alter your perspective on kitchen maintenance. And stick with it through to the finish, as the final tip has completely changed the way I clean. First tip: clean while you cook. Our first and most significant error is to put off cleaning until later. You are familiar with a cutting board filled with food crumbs and the pot you use to prepare sauce but leave in the sink. The biggest error that Japanese people never make is this one. Their philosophy is quite straightforward. While cooking, clean. This implies that you should immediately wash a pan after using it. Clean the cutting board, chop the veggies, and wipe down the stove if something's spilt on it. At first glance, it could appear like a lot of labor, but it's actually exactly the reverse. The filth is still fresh and much easier to remove when you clean right away. Instead of fighting off dried-on oil and food residue for an hour, it just takes a few seconds to clean each item. Let me give you a real-world example. When preparing a stir-fry, immediately after transferring the food to the plate, run a little dish soap under the faucet over the still hot pan. All of the fat will be released with the aid of the pan's temperature. It will be easily clean in 30 seconds. The advantages are amazing. That heap of unwashed dishes won't ever be there again. Your kitchen will always look nice for visitors. The best part is that you'll avoid spending hours of your weekend on laborious cleaning. Second, only utilize one board at a time. Using several cutting boards at once is another fairly typical error. On one you cut meat, chop onions, and on a third you prepare fruit. Ultimately, you have to wash 3 boards rather than just one. The Japanese approach things in a different way. They only use one chopping board, which they wipe after each usage. Have you sliced the onion? Rinse it quickly and pat dry. The meat can now be sliced. Consume the meat completely. You can then prepare the fruit by giving it another short rinse. This easy method reduces the number of dishes you have to wash by half. Additionally, it makes you maintain organization while cooking. You establish a natural cleaning routine that greatly improves efficiency. This is how it operates in reality. Keep a bowl of water and a fresh cloth by the cutting board at all times. Quickly wipe it between each ingredient. Even though it only takes a few seconds, it has a significant impact. As a result, there will never be any filthy cutting boards clogging your sink. Saving time, water, and detergent is possible. It's a minor adjustment that significantly affects your daily routine. Third tip: dry everything right away. Almost everyone makes the mistake of letting items dry on the drying rack for several hours, or even overnight. Everything there, including plates, glasses, and pans, gathers damp and occasionally even emits that disagreeable odor. There is a golden rule among the Japanese: wash, dry, and store all at once. Nothing is ever left damp for an extended period of time. They immediately dry items with a fresh cloth after washing them and store them in the appropriate location. Despite its seeming exaggeration, this provides a number of significant benefits. It first keeps water stains off of dishes and glasses. Second, it stops germs that thrive in humid conditions from growing. Thirdly, your kitchen will always appear tidy and well kept. I'm going to share with you a useful suggestion that transformed my life. Keep 2 fresh dish towels in the kitchen at all times. One is specifically for drying dishes, while the other is for drying your hands. These towels should be changed daily. Washing 2 or 3 objects at a time causes them to dry all at once. Things dry in portions when you wash a bunch of them. The obvious advantage is that you won't ever have to cope with the drainer's nasty odor again. There will never be any stains on your plates. The nicest part is that your kitchen will always appear clean, even after cooking. To ensure you don't miss any new content, if you're enjoying these tips, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. Additionally, let me know where you're seeing this video in the comments section. I adore being aware of our viewers' locations. Fourth, keep the wash basin empty at all times. Almost everyone commits this error without even realizing it. Putting used dishes in the wash basin for storage. Glasses there, plates here, pots here. Cleaning becomes considerably more challenging when the wash basin gets completely disorganized. The wash basin is always left empty by Japanese people. They never put anything in the wash basin itself, but rather in a bowl next to it if they must leave it to be washed later. The wash basin is not meant for storage. It is simply for washing. You can wash items considerably more quickly and effectively when your wash basin is always free. To wash a glass, you don't need to continually taking out a pan. Everything happens organically and in a planned way. Try doing it this way. If you are unable to wash anything straight away after getting it dirty, place it in a tray or basin close to the sink. Keep the wash basin free at all times. You'll notice how much quicker and easy it is to wash. The change is striking. Even with a few items to wash, your kitchen will appear tidy. You'll clean more quickly. Most significantly, you will form the habit of always keeping things organized. The fifth tip is to clean the stove after every usage. Leaving the stove unclean after cooking is one of our worst errors. Food leftovers, sauce droplets, and oil splashes that fall off. All of this solidifies and becomes much more difficult to remove. The Japanese immediately clean their stovetops while they are still warm after cooking. Any dirt can be readily removed at this temperature without the need of harsh chemicals or scrubbing. It's a fairly easy procedure. Wipe the entire stove with a moist cloth as soon as you're done cooking and it's still warm. Apply a small amount of neutral detergent on grease splashes. Everything will come off with ease. A spray bottle filled with water and a few drops of dish soap should always be kept beside the stove. Once cooking is complete, spray it and use a cloth to clean it. Your stove will be pristine in just a minute. As a result, you won't ever have to use harsh chemicals to get rid of grease that has caked on. In addition to saving time and money, it safeguards your health. Your cooker will always have a brand new appearance. The sixth tip is to arrange the materials before starting. A lot of individuals begin cooking without first sorting their supplies. They take items as needed, leaving them strewn all over the counter, making an unneeded mess that will later be difficult to clean up. The Japanese, on the other hand, do the reverse. They separate all the ingredients, place them in little dishes, and arrange everything on the counter before they begin cooking. They begin cooking only after that. The cooking procedure is considerably cleaner and more effective as a result of this earlier organization. You can avoid spilling materials, opening and closing jars, and creating needless mess. This is how it operates in reality. Separate all of the ingredients you plan to use before turning on the stove. Put them on plates or in little bowls. Put them on the counter according to the order you want to use them. Stock up on all the seasonings. Start cooking only after that. The advantages are substantial. You produce a lot less mess and cook more quickly while feeling less stressed. Throughout the procedure, your countertop remains organized, and best of all, you form a habit of organization that extends well beyond the kitchen. The seventh tip is to strategically use paper towels. Using paper towels for everything or nothing at all is a typical error. Paper towels are strategically used by the Japanese, particularly to absorb grease before it's spread. If grease spills onto the counter while you're frying anything, wipe it down with a paper towel right away rather than leaving it there to clean up later. Without leaving any trace, the heated grease will totally melt off. Paper towels can be used to clean utensils between ingredients, absorb extra oil from fried foods, and dry meat before seasoning. These are tiny actions that have a big impact. A roll of paper towels should always be close at hand when cooking, but only use them when it will truly make cleanup easier afterward. You stop grease from spreading and adhering to everything as a result. You save time by not having to scour greasy surfaces, and your final cleanup is considerably easier. Tip 8. When cooking, have a moist cloth on hand. There are always little mishaps. A little sauce drips, a drop of oil falls, or you spill a little salt. Leaving it to be cleaned up later is a mistake. A moist cloth is always kept beside the stove by the Japanese. They clean off any dirt that comes up right away. The issue is resolved in a matter of seconds and does not develop into a stain that is later difficult to get rid of. Throughout the food preparation process, this moist towel should be changed multiple times. Every time you cook, use a fresh cloth. Always keep it moist with soap-free, pure water. The method is to keep the cloth by the stove and have a bowl of clean water next to it. Has anything become soiled? A moist towel is prepared. Was the cloth soiled? Continue using it after rinsing it in the bowl. This keeps minor mishaps from becoming major cleaning issues. Throughout the entire procedure, your countertop remains spotless, and you acquire reflexes for cleaning on your own. I want to let you know about something special I have in store for those who wish to proceed beyond this video before I go on to the next piece of advice. It's a comprehensive manual with organizing tips that totally changed my house and can change yours as well. I'm giving channel subscribers a special discount for a short period of time, and the link is in the pinned remark. Let's go on to the next advice, which is some of my personal favorites. Reduce the number of utensils you use. Using too many utensils to make a basic meal is one error we frequently do without realizing it. One knife for each component, one spoon for stirring, one for tasting, and one for serving. A massive mound of filthy utensils is the end outcome. The Japanese, on the other hand, do the reverse. They wash their utensils when needed and use as few as possible. To stir, taste, and serve, a wooden spoon is used. Almost every cutting task may be accomplished with a good knife. You will have to wash a lot fewer dishes if you adopt this minimalist approach. Additionally, it makes you use your tools more creatively and efficiently. Consider which utensils are absolutely necessary before you begin cooking. Don't carry extra items just in case. Make the most of every utensil before contaminating another. When it makes sense, wash and reuse. Faster cooking, less mess on the counter, and fewer dishes to wash are the immediate advantages. When you have to be inventive with less tools, you improve your cooking abilities. Tip 10.5. Do a fast general cleaning at the end. The final, and possibly most significant, error is to complete cooking and then exit the kitchen without performing a brief general cleaning. We leave splatters on the stove, crumbs on the surface, and the occasional misplaced utensil. The Japanese generally end with a basic cleaning that takes 2 minutes. They leave the kitchen immaculate after wiping off every surface and putting everything away. There is no need for this last cleaning to be exhaustive. Although it's only a general cleaning, it makes a big impact in keeping your kitchen looking nice and avoiding the buildup of tiny dirt particles. Develop the habit of performing this last cleaning every time. Clean the table, stove, and counter. Put everything away. If required, mop the floor. 2 minutes can have a huge impact. As a result, the kitchen is consistently clean, well organized, and ready for use. You won't be deterred by the clutter the next time you enter the kitchen. The nicest part is that you can spend your weekends doing things that are more significant than doing a lot of cleaning. Your relationship with kitchen cleaning can be totally changed by following these 10 easy suggestions. These are effective techniques that have been tried and tested for many generations. The key is to work more intelligently, not harder. Starting today, you have the option of using these methods to have a clean kitchen in a matter of minutes each day. Or you can continue to dedicate your weekends to thorough cleaning. You have an option. You have the appropriate tools now, though. I'd like to talk to you. Which of these suggestions are you going to implement first? Which one most drew your attention? Let us know in the comments. If you haven't already, use this chance to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming cleaning and organizing related content. Keep in mind that minor adjustments to your daily schedule can have a significant impact on your quality of life. You only need to make a few choices to have your dream kitchen.